All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the Aspire for Excellence Foundation webinar series. Tonight, we'll be having a speaker tonight who will be talking about everyday AI, how artificial intelligence simplifies daily tasks. And tonight on the call, it's Professor Collins Udanor. He's a professor of computer science and actually the head of computer science department at the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Professor Collins will be speaking to us about this topic today. Today we'll be having a special session, okay? In addition to the question and answers, we will be having a pool somewhere in between, okay? So when that time comes, we will drop the link for the pool in the chat, and we will respectfully request you to click on the link in the chat. It will take you to a quiz, a 5-question quiz, which we can do rapidly just to test your knowledge on artificial intelligence. But before we go ahead, I call on my colleague, George, to read the bio of our speaker. Over to you, George. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Professor Collins Udanor is a professor of computer science, artificial intelligence, and high-performance computing at the Department of Computer Science, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He holds a PhD in electronic engineering. He was the immediate past Director of Education, Innovation Center, and the current Head of Department, Computer Science, UNN. He is also the AI and Data Science Lead at the Ivan Research Institute at the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria. Prof is also the Technical Director at the Center for Competence in Digital Education at the World Bank Center of Excellence, UNN. By the grace of God, Professor is a pastor at the Christian Charismatic Ministries, Nsukka, and also doubles as the National Director of Administration in the same ministry. On a national level, Professor Collins led the Labor and Employment Cluster of the Volunteer Expert Group on the formulation of artificial intelligence policy for Nigeria. At the international levels, he led the team that developed the Pidgin English version for Google search engine. He has won several international and national research grants and awards. He is an invited speaker at the University of Johannesburg, York University, University of California, Berkeley, amongst others. Professor has more than 40 peer-reviewed publications in international journals and conference proceedings, indexed and ranked by Clarivate Analytics, Springer and Scopus, etc. He's also a reviewer for many journals. He's a husband of one wife and for 24 years and blessed with children. Welcome, sir.
Okay, all right, okay. So good evening once again. So this evening we'll be talking about everyday AI as how artificial intelligence simplifies daily activities. Shall we move to the contents? So we will look at the following contents. Look at the introduction. I think it has gone off again. What's going on?
No, I'm sharing. That would be better. Okay. All right. I'm on slide 2 now.
Okay. So we'll look at the introduction and overview of our AI applications, AI in personal assistance, AI in smart homes, AI in routine activities, benefits of everyday AI, then how to build your own AI, then the future and potential risk of everyday AI. So move to the next slide. So what is AI? I'm glad that a number of us were able to tell what AI is, which is artificial intelligence. Some years ago, once upon a time, around the year 1950, there was a man called Alan Turing Alan Turing is seen as the father of AI. Alan Turing proposed that a time is coming in the future that computers are going to rival the intelligence of man. In other words, he was saying that computers will get to a point where they will become as intelligent or even more intelligent than man. So it looked like something that will never happen. But today, here we are. Now, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we are talking about making computers to mimic the way human beings think and make decisions. We want to make machines to have the intelligence faculty of man. Intelligence is something that is closely connected to man. We don't expect that machines should possess intelligence, but here we are today. We are beginning to see that machines are possessing intelligence. Why does it matter? Some years ago, we were thinking that artificial intelligence was something in the far future. Artificial intelligence is no longer a thing of the future. It is here with us, and it has become invasive. In fact, artificial intelligence is happening to every one of us now. In as much as we want to be ignorant of it, we discover we can no longer ignore it. In all facets of life today, artificial intelligence is no longer a buzzword, but artificial intelligence has become a lifestyle. In fact, it is shaping and reshaping the way we do things. So it is not for techs any longer, not for tech experts any longer. It's for every one of us, has become part of our lives, in our mobile phones, in our home, in our daily routines, in the way we do work. Everything has been modeled by artificial intelligence. I remember a few years ago when we were still undergraduates, that was about 30 years back, then seeing a computer was like a mystery. If you see a computer, it was like you have seen a big masquerade. And then I remember in my class those days, there was just one boy that had a computer, and it was like a god before some of us. But today, we are no longer talking about computer now. We are talking about computing itself. We're talking about AI. You agree with me that computer has become a tool over the years. In the early 80s, 90s, if you had a computer, you were seen as a big man. It was a status symbol. But today it has become a tool that there's nothing you can do today, irrespective of your field of endeavor, that you cannot use a computer to do. And now we are moving to the era that I call everything AI, or AI of everything, because now AI itself is becoming the tool that we need to do our works on daily basis. So today's focus is going to be on personal assistance, home, smart homes, routine activities. But before that, I will have an overview of AI applications before I zero down to the main topic for the day. So please move to the next slide. Let's have an overview of AI applications. The AI applications are bound today, and if you notice, there's a lot of competition in the tech world. A lot of companies are trying to outdo one another, seeing who will bring out the latest AI app. And I listed some of them here, but this is not exhaustive. You may have heard of deepfakes that is used to produce ultra-realistic videos. Sometimes, I don't know how many of us have seen the video where Trump was exchanging blows with Zelensky. Those things are what you call deepfakes. Today, now, earlier, many years ago, they say pictures don't lie. But these days now, videos lie. Now, you can lie very well with videos. You can get somebody to do or say what the person did not say, and you see it in video. That is the work of deep fakes. It's a work of AI that we see today. And it's raising a lot of ethical issues. Okay, we have real-time conversation analysis, which helps you to analyze conversations in real time, to monitor patterns. This is used in business analytics, that especially where if you have a business and you have customers who are posting things, typing things, saying some things, you have AI that analyzes those contents that they are putting upon your site. We also have business branding, how AI affects it in that area. We also see that it helps to analyze customers' need and generate market content based on what the customers are saying that they want. The business and business branding AI will help you to generate those contents and deliver them to the customers in form of advert, in form of product offerings. We have wise investment decision, which helps to analyze, to do financial analysis, and to give us informed decisions on investment, and to ensure that we reduce risk. We have image animation. Google Genie is one of them. There are so many of them now that you can use to generate your images, but Genie generates a realistic game environment just by you specifying the characters and the environment that you want it to represent. Then we'll have the real-time language translators. I'm sure a good number of us make use of Google Translate today. You can translate from one language to the other. Some of them have become so intelligent that they can all get to the level of dialect now. So that is possible today. Then we have the area of predictive analytics, which you can use to predict anything. Today, we can predict where the next crime is going to occur. You can predict who will be able to pay back a loan and who will not be able to pay back a loan. We can predict what the next weather, where the next earthquake is going to happen. All this due to AI and machine learning. And then in the area of healthcare, a lot of work has been going on. One of them is called MIA, which is an AI used for breast cancer identification. Over 10,000 cases have been identified and predicted. And this also helps, it also predicts the possibility of side effects based on treatments. Excuse me. So it goes just beyond treatment, but even after the hospital discharge, it can also predict readmission and so on and so forth. And then AlphaFold was one breakthrough application that Google DeepMind developed around 2020 to date. One of the things that was difficult for scientists to do was to be able to analyze proteins. Proteins are the constituents that make up our DNA. And with AlphaFold, Google DeepMind was able to analyze any form of protein structure. And this makes it possible for personalized medicine. You know, there are some diseases that can only be cured at that level of DNA. So these and so many more are some of the general applications that we see AI has come into. But so let's go to today's topic. So please move to the next slide. Let's look at AI in personal assistants. What do they do? All right. So personal assistants understand voice, text commands, answer questions, automate small tasks, and also can function as productive assistants that help you to improve workflow and productivity, and handles some tasks on your behalf, something like sending emails, responding to mails, project management, scheduling of appointments and projects and things like that. So these things, some of us are familiar with this. These things have come into our mobile phones today, that we use them and we take them for granted, that without knowing really what they are, but we just see them as apps. The most popular ones are the ones you see, like Siri, like Alexa, and which you can speak to, which you can type some text to tell them to do some things. You can tell them to set an alarm to wake you up at a certain time, to send a message, to control devices in your home. We'll talk about smart homes later. So these things have become integrated into our daily activities, in our mobile apps, in our smart devices. Then we have ChatGPT that every one of us is very much aware of today. ChatGPT has brought up it introduced the large language modeling, or large language models, LLMs, and today it can do almost anything. It can summarize an article for you. It can tell you. You can use it to prepare a Sunday school. You can use it to prepare Bible studies. You can use it to prepare a message. I was surprised that it can give you Bible quotations, complete and correct Bible quotations and instances and many others. So there's really nothing you cannot do with the Chat GPT. Can answer any form of question. So today you see that you can look for any information on the go, anything you want. You just check it up in your mobile phone, and Google Facebook, the Meta AI is now integrated into your WhatsApp, so you can check up anything at any time. And what makes this possible is because of the use of the large language models. One of the things I did not say about AI is that AI systems are trained. That's what makes them intelligent. What makes us intelligent as humans? The truth is that uh, when we came into this world, it's like we have to learn everything. We have to get every information, and the process of getting this information is the process of training. And right from when a child begins to chant A's for apple, B's for ball, and all that, at that point, that child has started going through the process of gathering data and process of training that child. So one of the things about AI is that AI uses a large volume of data set. So artificial intelligence is only intelligent because it's exposed to a large amount of data set, and that is what makes the GPTs intelligent, because large amount of data set was used to train them, and they seem as if they know everything. One of the characteristics of intelligent people are that they have knowledge. So the more the knowledge you have, you will likely be intelligent. So this is what we are replicating in AI. It is not magic. It is through we are just replicating the process that humans go through to learn, the same way we're using to train the computers. One of the questions you answered was, what is it now? ML. What is ML? Machine learning. The field of machine learning is the focal point on which computers are trained with data set. So data is exposed to the machine to learn and to discover patterns over time, so that when it sees something similar, you'll be able to give you the correct answer. That's how it happens. It didn't just jump into the computer. It has been trained using some specific algorithms. When you go to machine learning, you have the supervised, unsupervised, and the reinforcement learning algorithms. Each one of them have their different types of algorithm they use, and once you give them data, they learn from that data and they become intelligent in that area. So sometimes you're going to see that there are some AI that are intelligent in a specific area, and some are intelligent in broad areas. So when you look at ChatGPT, you see that it's intelligent in broad areas. You can use it to diagnose yourself, to check what is wrong with you. You can ask for the symptoms you have, and then it will search the medical knowledge base on which it was trained, and then give you some diagnosis, and of course it will warn you that you need to consult your doctor. All right. Okay, so you also have a calendar AI, which enables you to book meetings, avoid double booking, suggest optimal times, and the likes of it. So these things have been integrated into the applications that we have. So let's move to the next slide. We're still talking about AI in personal assistance. What do you look for in personal assistance? This is important when you are looking for a personal assistant, because today the truth is that every one of us is extremely busy. We keep getting busy as the days go on. And then for us to be able to meet up with a lot of expectations, a lot of challenges before us, we need to automate some of the things that we do. And that is why you need AI as your PA. So that's what we are talking about now. We're not talking about human PA now. We're talking about artificial intelligence as your own PA, who will remind you of your meetings, take notes during meetings, and things like that. So what do you look for in personal assistance, in AI personal assistant? Number one, ease of use and natural language processing capabilities. When we talk about natural language processing capability, that's the NLP, was one of the questions I asked. Now, what you need to know is that the computer has its own language, which is called the machine language, which are in bits of zeros and ones. But as humans, we speak natural language, independent or irrespective of the language we speak, whether we speak English, Spanish, Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. It is a natural language. Now, we are trying to make the computer to learn our natural language. And the field of computing, the field of AI that makes this possible is called the natural language processing, the NLP. And this is what has made it possible for us to translate from one language to the other, for us to speak to AI. Now you can speak to ChatGPT or Meta AI, and it understands you perfectly and responds accordingly because it has been trained to understand our natural language. So it must have an ease of use, must be easy to use. It shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't be something that you have to read several long manuals or go for tutorials. It's something you can pick, and it should be intuitive enough that you just follow naturally, like you follow other apps. Okay, and it should have natural language processing capabilities, because this person is your assistant, PA, and you want to talk to him just like you talk to human beings, and he understands you perfectly and responds accordingly. All right, another feature is that it should have integration with calendars, task managers, and other productivity tools. So when you integrate these apps with your calendars, then they'll be able to give you reminders in real time. Task managers will be able to do what is expected to be done at a given time T. All right, and other productive tools that you want to use. So you should be able to integrate. A good personal assistant in AI should be able to have this also. Number three, it should be intelligent. It should have intelligent scheduling and time management features. Remember that we call it AI, which is artificial intelligence. So intelligence component is very, very important. So that's why you note that when you start using maybe your WhatsApp, maybe any of these apps, over time they begin to learn the things you type, the things you say, the things you do, and they begin to suggest to you, because they are becoming intelligent as you use them. Okay, so this should possess intelligent scheduling and time management features. Again, another thing is collaboration and team management tools. A good number of us in our organizations, we work with team members, and then it should be able to integrate into the app you use as for instance, maybe you work with a Microsoft team, all right, or with Slack and some of those collaborative tools, or GitHub. Then your personal assistant, your AI personal assistant, should be able to integrate well into some of these collaborative tools. All right. Another thing is compatibility with smart home devices and voice assistants. One of the devices I will show us when we talk about, we're going to see one of the devices that controls home temperature, room temperature. And today it has been integrated into mobile apps such that you can set what time you want the temperature to change, what if certain things happen, let this happen, and so on and so forth. So it should be compatible with your smart home devices, so that even while you're at work, you are still able to control what happens in your at home, either using your your AI personal assistant, and other things that could be integrated, maybe IoT, maybe cameras, maybe temperature sensors, and so on and so forth. Another very important feature you should have is privacy and data security. This is very, very important. You wouldn't want your data to be exposed. You wouldn't want everybody to know, to have access to your sensitive information, movements, activities, and so on and so forth. So you should be able to provide security as you work with it. So that is very important. All right, let's go to the next slide. Here I show a few of top personal assistants for work. I want to put a disclaimer. I'm not marketing for any of these guys. In previous slide, you will see a web link there. So if you want to see some of these things, you can check that web link. You will see where somebody did some analysis of the best or the top personal assistants for work and for meeting and the rest of it. You see those things there. You can also look at it. You can search for it on your ChatGPT or Meta AI or Gemini, any of them. You can look it up and you're going to see these things. So that the essence of giving us this is so that you check and see what works for you. Because the purpose of this talk is to make your work easier so that you can work smartly. These days we talk about smart work, being able to even work when you are not at work. All right. So among them, for task management scheduling is Motion, an application called Motion, which is best for intelligent task scheduling and team collaboration. You should check that website. I told you. In fact, they have a website called Motion, so you can look at it and see how you can use it as a business, as a busy person, how it can help you to intelligently schedule tasks and collaboratively work with members of your team. Another one is Reclaim, which is best for managers in large organizations. So you may look at it and see if it's something that you can, you will see the features there. Each of these things I'm talking about, when you go to that site I put in my previous slide, you will see the features, and then you even see a demonstration of how these things work, so that you know if it's something that you can get for your organization. And then the next one, the third one there is Clockwise, which is best for optimizing team schedules. And yes, when you have a schedule or maybe targets for your team members to meet, and then this can help you to do that. Then another category is meeting assistants. Another type of personal AI is the one that can help you during meetings. Fireflies is an example which provides automated meeting notes, transcriptions, and summaries. Otter.ai, I believe some of us would have seen this. We usually have this integrated in Zoom. When you are having Zoom meeting, it transcribes what the people are saying and provides summary at the end of the meeting, so that those days where you needed a shorthand secretary to stand beside you and be writing shorthands is over. There are tools now that can help you write these things more perfectly and error-free. So it's important that we know these things and decide where and when we use them. Okay, let's move to AI in smart homes. In smart homes, everything now is smart. We're talking about smart everything, smart home. You want to get into your home, and your home literally will greet you and ask you how was your day. And one of the areas of AI that is coming up is what we call affective computing. Affective computing, in other words, is called emotional computing, whereby the AI can look at you and can deduce your emotion. It can tell if your day was stressful or if your day was pleasant, and can tell you that you are in high spirit or you are not doing feeling so good today. These are some of the things that, so we can integrate this into a smart home. So you come home and AI notices that through effective computing that you are not in the best of the mood. You can decide to turn on the light, put the light in the way that is welcoming. It can adjust and play you music that is suiting to your nerves and suggest some activities that you need to do. Okay, so these things we're talking about are no longer in the realm of science fiction. They have become things that are pleasant with us today. Yes, so when you have AI in smart homes, they learn your habits and preferences. Okay, they know the time that you switch on the lights and when you want the AC increased, when you want it lowered, when you want it turned off. They learn your patterns from what you do, how you interact with the environment, because we integrate these things into our electrical systems, heating systems, televisions, and things like that. Okay, so they also help us to automate home management, how we manage our homes. Of course, some of us, you will be familiar that there are some places you walk into and the light comes on its own, and you go, it goes off, and certain. These are some of the automation that we are talking about. And some of them are voice controlled, some of them are gesture controlled by waving your hand, uh, uh, tapping your fingers, and things like that. These are the things, some of the things that we have that happen in smart homes. Okay. Of course, some of them adjust to the weather conditions and things like that. So some examples of this are, yes, Nest thermostat. This is the one I was talking about. Nest thermostat is used for controlling, for the climate control in your room, where you have this device attached to your cooling system or your heating system. So it learns your schedules and knows when to increase the AC or fan or heater, or reduce it, and also helps you to reduce energy bills. Okay, so you have this now, you have it as an app. You can look up this, you have it as an app, but you have to install the device in your house before this works. Then we have the Philips Hue, which helps um, to adjust your light at specific points in the day, when you are present, when you are absent, decides when the light should come on, when the light should be dimmed, when it should be full, and all that. We have Roomba, which maps your rooms and vacuums your house when you are away. Recently, I bought what do you call it now? A smart and intelligent vacuum cleaner. Well, it's for my AI classes anyway, for learning. So these things are here now, so that you can have automated vacuum cleaner that has a schedule when it begins to clean your environment. Just like when you check into a hotel, the people there knows when to come and check in to clean your room, something like that. You go home and you go to work, and it cleans your house for you. All right. We have Ring, a stroke Allo, that sends alert messages using facial and motion recognition. Okay, I've talked about motion recognition, facial recognition. That is where we use face recognition as biometric. Okay, so some doors you see, some smart doors, you come and the door only opens when it recognizes your face, or when you use iris, your eye, or your fingerprint, or things like that. So these things are being integrated into smart homes now. You see some adverts where some homes are called smart homes. These things are integrated into them, such that you don't even need a key to get into your house. You get there, it recognizes your face and opens the door because it has been trained to recognize your face. All right. And so then, as we begin to wind down, AI in routine activities, everyday tasks are made easier when you put AI in our routine activities. And in general, what they do is to help us prioritize, then recommend things to us and predict. So when you have a list of tasks, every one of us knows if you have a to-do list, you have to have an order of how you want to do them. Okay, so over time it learns what are the things that are priorities. If you have meeting and these meetings have been scheduled by your personal assistant, you knows which one comes first or which one has higher priority than the other. Okay, sometimes we talked about urgent, important, and what again. So it can arrange your meetings in that order of priority. And then recommending, today we have a lot of recommender, what we call recommender systems. Some of us, you will recognize that when you have searched for something on a certain website, you keep getting recommenders on similar items whenever you log on online. Okay, because these things have learned your habit. What are the things you look for? For instance, those of us who subscribe to Netflix, there are some genre of movies that you love, and so those things will be recommended to you by AIs. And an AI that does that, if there's a new release of such movie, maybe you like horror movie or whatever, it will recommend to you when a new release comes. And the same way it recommends items for us to shop and buy. All right. And this will also help you to predict on when to buy stock, when to sell, when to buy a certain line of product, or when to go shopping or things like that. So in a nutshell, your personal assistant on daily basis does these three things. Okay. We some of these we use Gmail Smart Reply. Okay. In our emails, if you use Gmail, maybe some other email, I suggest quick, relevant responses. As soon as you start typing, it suggests something to you to type, and that way the time you use to compose the message is much shorter. Okay. Google Map we also use for those of us who drive around or who are going to locations that we're not so familiar with. It can tell you, it can guide you in real time. And this is used in reinforcement learning, where we have self-driving cars. It makes use of this to reroute or to route traffic, especially it can tell you the location where there may be traffic congestion and gives you alternative routes to follow. That way you save time. All right. And then we have the Amazon. Amazon has a lot of products. So like I told you at the beginning, there's a lot of competition. Everybody has to be in the AI marketplace. If you are in the tech and you're not in the AI marketplace, you are missing a lot. So Amazon also has what they call personalized product recommendations. Yes, I've talked about recommendation systems. So when you go to shop on Amazon, you will see this. You see it also in Jumia. You see it also in AliExpress. Many of these things, some of they make use of this personalized. The keyword there is personalized because they have watched your buying habit, your browsing habit over the time, and they recommend to you those things they feel that you would need, the things you often look for. Okay, the final one is Fitbit or Apple Health. Today now we have a number of wearable devices that track your health, that check your BP, your blood pressure, that calculates how many steps you take in a day to suggest to you activities you should do, give you goals to keep up with. glucometers that you can wear in real time to monitor your sugar level, and many other things. And they can advise you to tell you that when any of your vitals are out of range, they can suggest to you activities that you need to do to stabilize your vitals. So you see that these things affect every area of our lives. All right. Okay. So benefits of everyday AI. Well, I'll just run through this because we have we discussed them somehow. Number one, smart decisions. So your decisions are made, best decisions are made faster. Okay. Convenience. So you have hands-free control and reminders. Okay. Personalization. I mentioned it in the last slide. Tailored to your behavior and your habit, the things you do. So the AI learns you, and anything delivered to you is personalized to you. Of course, with AI in our productive space, you will have increased productivity. Okay, those tasks that you do often can be automated, and it leads to saving time, a lot of reduction in time spent on activities are achieved because you have deployed AI. Of course, one of the ways we can refer to this assistant is an agent. In AI, we have the field of AI called intelligent agents. And some of these things I'm talking about falls under that field of agent. An agent is somebody or something that is working on your behalf. So this AI is your agent, all right? So it's doing all these things for you, has taken off a lot of tasks from you so that you can use that your time for some other activities, okay? So it saves time, improve the efficiency, okay? Help you to stay organized, manage your time effectively, and prioritize your task. And then personal experiences, okay? This can help you to learn. I mean, using machine learning, they can learn your user preferences and tailor the assistants according to your lifestyle and according to your needs. Okay. Now, as I conclude, can you build your own custom AI? Yes, you can. You can. There are two ways you can build an AI. One is to build with no code. In one of the areas, in one of the hot topics in AI is democratization of artificial intelligence. Democratizing artificial intelligence makes artificial intelligence available to everybody, not only to the tech gurus or experts. Now that everybody, like I told you at the beginning, that just as a computer is a tool, AI has become a tool, okay, that we can use in every area of our lives. So with this now, you too can build your own AI to suit your need. Assuming you do not see what you want is not available, you can decide to build your own AI. And there are tools to do this. So I said two methods. One is with no code or with code. So I'm only talking about the no code platform because I don't expect that every one of us here will be an AI expert or programmer. All right. So there are tools that can help you to do this. You have the Lindy AI, which helps you, which offers pre-built AI agents, which is called Lindys, that can help you to customize what you want. Sometimes some of them are drag and drop. You just drag and drop on the canvas and label it, and the code will be generated for you. I didn't talk about this. One of the things that the pre-trained transformers like the GPTs do is they also can generate code for you. You tell them what you want, they can write the computer code for you that does that. Okay, so this enables you to automate tasks. You will have voice flow. I have personally used voice flow, use it to create chat bots, chat assistants. Assuming you are an organization and you want it to respond to queries by people who visit your site, you have product you are offering, and people can check at any point in the day, point of the day, maybe when you are sleeping. This can help to respond and lead them to your service offerings. And so I have personally created some chats using voice flow. So you can try this and try this. Now we have custom GPT.ai, which also allows you to train your own assistant without code using the GPT-4 engine, which is what the current ChatGPT and some others are using now. Okay, so let's conclude by looking at the future. What does the future hold for everyday AI? We see number one is wearables are integrating with AI. Today we talk about biosensors. There is a field called brain computing, where you wear a biosensor on your brain, and without touching anything, without saying anything, um, it can pick waves, signals from your brain, and what you are. Well, this sounds scary. It sounds scary because when if AI can begin to read your thoughts, there will be a problem. So I don't want to say that, but it's still something that is still in the making. But you can show the waves, the signals coming from your brain on ECG screen, and so on and so forth. So of course, your wearable devices today there are so many wearables, glasses, augmented reality glasses that bring the digital world into brings the physical world into the digital world. Real-time health alerts, like I've talked about, the Apple Watch and many of such things, glucometers and some of those ones coming up. Proactive AI, which can now act without being asked to do something, because it has already learned what it should do. Okay, it responds as at when due. And then of course generative AI, so much is being talked about generative AI today, that helps you to write. So today you can even give AI, ask him to write you a script for a movie, or for, of course, for instance, when I was preparing this presentation, I told AI, this is what I want to talk about. Give me the outline of this presentation. And it does that. And that's every time I want to do a presentation, that's what I do. I ask AI, this is the topic, give me the outline. And then it gives me the outline, and I check if I need to improve on some other, if I need to refine the query, the prompt, I tell it to add one or two things or remove the other ones. All right. So that's the generative era we are now. I need a logo. I tell AI, I give it the description of what I want to be in that logo. It gives me the image. It draws the image for me. All right. We are coming to the level where AI creates movies. We are coming to that point. Okay. So whatever you want, it can generate for you. So it's still the era where we are. We will not say it is 100% correct, but a good number of them are very useful today. And finally, this is made possible because of the large language models that I have talked about, access to a lot of data sets. All right. So everything I've been saying has been sounding so sweet. I hope you agree with me. But are there potential risks? Yes, there are potential concerns. There are risks involved in how we use AI. Number one risk is privacy risk. Voice data and personal habits are being collected. 2 weeks ago, I was speaking. I was an invited speaker in an international conference in my university, organized by one of the departments in education, and their team was about AI. So some of these things can sound scary. So I was telling them, this data that your devices are collecting, where do they go to? We as long as you are using these devices, even though people like what's their name again, Facebook and WhatsApp will tell you that it's end-to-end encryption. Yes, but where does the data go to? So because your daily habit is being modeled, and you have become predictable, your next action can be predicted. So the risk of privacy risk is high. Um, so even if you don't use AI, some of us, by the time you turn on your GPS in your phone, it takes a record of where and where you go to. By the end of the month, it tells you how many kilometers you covered on foot, how many you covered on a vehicle, how many on an aeroplane, how many towns you visited, how many each of these towns, how many shopping malls you went to, how many, and all those things. Those details are there. They are there. So overdependency is another issue. And those of us in academy, we are having this as a serious challenge. Our students are depending so much on AI. They come to the exam hall with AI. They come to the classroom with AI. You may have seen some headline recently, some months ago. This happened in US, one of the Ivy League universities, where the professors went on strike. Why? Because the students are relying on AI. They give them assignments, they take it, and AI does it. And the professor said, no, this cannot be. So the battle, somebody asked me during my presentation, say, what is the way forward? I said, I don't know. Because the truth is that AI is happening to us. I made this statement at the beginning. AI is happening to all of us. And so there has to be a town hall meeting where we will all agree on what to do with AI, especially over dependence on AI, because it is redefining our lifestyle. And sometimes you discover that we don't have a lifestyle, but AI's lifestyle. All right. So finally, lack of transparency. Sometimes the issue of lack of transparency is a big problem in the AI space, where most people see AI as a black box. You don't know what happens inside. How did it arrive at its decision? How did it arrive at a conclusion? Sometimes there's this lack of transparency. And so these days we talk about explainable AI, which should tell you how it arrived at its decision. So these and many other more are some of the challenges. But would we, because of this, say we'll not use AI? The choice is yours. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Could you please give maybe a digital clap? Thank you very much. Do we have any questions, please? If you have any questions, please. Okay. Ephraim has raised his hand. If you have questions, you can put on the chat box also. Ephraim, you can unmute your mic. We have some few minutes, about 18 minutes more. Ephraim, go ahead. I see your hand is up. Or were you trying to... Yeah, go ahead, Ephraim. Ephraim. Hello, Ephraim. Your hand is still up. You want to speak?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead. You can ask your question quickly, please. You have 1 minute, please, for your question.
Okay, sir. My question is through plagiarism check, can we be able to detect when a student uses AI to develop academic writing?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I get this question all the time. Yes. If you use a plagiarism software like the one my institution uses, which is Turnitin. Turnitin has inbuilt now AI dictation mechanism. One of my students did a paper. I told him to write a paper, and he wrote a paper, and I was reading that paper, and the paper was too fluent, too sweet. There was no error. I erased the flag. So I quickly took it to Turnitin, and I discovered it was 85% AI generated. And I threw it back to him and said, no, I can't put my name on this paper. So the answer is yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, the next question is okay, if Arinze Ifekudu. Good evening, sir. Please, you can ask your question. You can drop your questions in the chat box too. We have one question already in the chat box from Ufama. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, my question is, AI, does it have negative implications with regard to our belief or people's belief towards God, since AI does everything?
Okay, thank you very much. Does AI have negative implication towards our belief in God? Thank you very much. That's a very good question. No, the answer is no, because somebody has tried to prove that and has asked AI some questions, and AI will tell you that Jesus Christ is the Savior of the world. So AI does not have negative implication to your belief. It is the knowledge that it has been given. That's why I told us that you can generate any Bible scripture and you can ask it to explain to you. If you do this exercise, you check your WhatsApp, you have your Meta AI. Just click on it and ask some questions. Tell it to tell you about the parables of Jesus, the implications, and you'll be amazed what you're going to get. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We have a question in the chat box before we take the one from Henry. If an AI makes a mistake, maybe in medical diagnosis or wrong analysis in science or engineering application, who will be held liable?
Very good question. This question comes all the time. It's just like you say a self-driving car. What if it knocks somebody down? Who will be held responsible? Would you hold a motor that nobody is driving responsible? so, so these are ethical challenges, ethical questions that we have, and that is why I told you that when you use any of the GPTs to ask some questions about your health, but it will tell you that you need to consult a doctor. So in AI, there's what we call human in the loop. Human in the loop. There are some life critical applications that we don't leave completely in the hands of AI. Even though AI does the analysis, we still subject them to scrutiny by human experts. Okay, so if a human agrees and signs that what AI generated is correct, if anything goes wrong, that person who authorized it will be held liable. So AI does not exist in a vacuum. Humans create AI. And when we create AI, we take responsibilities for the actions that AI perform. And that is why every country is now advocating AI policy. Okay, if you follow the news recently, there was a meeting was it in France, where countries were coming together and they want to agree on certain things, the extent to which AI can be allowed to do certain things in certain areas of our lives. So yes, there must be a man in the loop. That's what I'm trying to say. Somebody is held responsible.
Okay. Thank you very much. If you look at the chat box, if you want to get the materials, you have the WhatsApp, our media handles are there, the WhatsApp group, the Facebook, and the YouTube channel where this talk will be uploaded in a few days from now. Okay, so you could click on it to join any of the groups or to consult the materials. We have a hand up. Henry Ihim, your hand is up. Can you ask your question, please, in 1 minute?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I just wanted to suggest or really like buttress a question Mr. Ifeduku Arinze asked. By the way, is my namesake? My namesake, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Arinze also. But he mentioned about the concerns of AI in terms of mimicking God. So I have a suggestion. I think, my own opinion about that is that is with the way technology is going, with the way AI is advancing, it's really it might turn out in a way in the future like to be used by maybe government systems and to perpetuate a kind of ideologies mimicking things that are like godlike, and even how technology, not even AI, like it might get to a stage where they are doing things that are exceedingly exceedingly more than what we thought, like more realities that we have tend to we have put in the class of God and stuff like that. But I'm saying if we Christians have the knowledge of these things, we will not be deceived by that time. We'll know that it is just technology, and those realities that are being tried to be shown as being God, just to maybe deflect or pull people out of the faith. So I'm saying that this my opinion is that making Christians knowing these things on time, knowing how and getting involved is one way to curb that. That's what I would just want to suggest.
Thank you very much. We'll take the last question now from Chidebere John Chukwemeka. Go ahead, Chidebere, please. That will be the last question for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Daddy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for today's session. I really learned a lot, especially in the application of AI in the smart home. That is a business opportunity that one can actually explore. So, pertaining what you said about using AI for studies, recently I used that AI because I was doing a study on the three expression of salvation: justification, sanctification, and glorification. So I asked the GPT, I just gave it my own thought line, my own what I was thinking. Then I told it to give me a message like Kenneth Hagin we preach. That in doing that, it should also provide scriptural references to support each of these points. It gave me a very solid, like it was as if it was Kenneth Hagin book, very solid stuff. I read through it. I said, okay, just give me the bullet points, so I will use it for evangelism. So I think using these AI tools is not making you dumb. It's just that it gives you, it makes, because naturally when you want to preach, you still have to go and research, read books. So why do that when you can actually use agents to solve the net? Because what they are doing is they will read the internet, gather the information, and give you an output. So I think that is one way. And then another thing I would like to suggest, because I think when it comes to academics, AI can have some level of restriction. But when it comes to workplaces, like when we are doing real work to affect the whole, like affect the system to make life better, AI there shouldn't be any form of restriction. Like the only restriction should be we should know the kind of AI we are using, so I will not expose some sensitive data. And then my final question is this, sir, because these tools, they are getting better, like every day by day. In fact, on Tuesday now we're going to see a better one. They keep getting better, and some of them can even bypass some of the AI detection tools. There are some ways you can do it. If you bypass it, you won't know. So my question is this: is there no framework that we support the usage of generative AI for writing research? At least you can cite it that you use ChatGPT or use any form of generative AI, because it's just for efficiency, right? Just like you're using Microsoft Word. This is a tool. Is there no framework that will come in the future where they will support you? Like once you state that you use generative AI, you are free to go. So that is my question, sir.
All right. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes. Let me take it quickly because of time. In some climes now, when you write a paper, like those of us in academic, you are supposed, you'll be provided a form to say what percentage of the content was AI generated. because you need to acknowledge AI as a co-author. So it's important. Otherwise, it will be another form of plagiarism. So there's a framework for that, and what organizations like academic institutions will do, we can't fight AI, is to put a level that AI generated content should not exceed maybe 20%, maybe 30%, and so on and so forth. But it has come to stay, and we're going to use it. All right. Thank you, Henry, for your comments. Well taken. The key word in what you said is for Christians to get involved. Yes. So let us get involved because AI is not generated in the space. It is human beings that generate it. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Once again, I want us to applaud our speaker for tonight. Thank you, Professor Collins Udanor. He's a professor of computer science and head of computer science department at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.